Peace, peace, peace. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra, and this is Class. All right, this is part A, Class 8. I told you there's no timetable on my line now. Some of you can't make it, it's understandable, but you got a whole series. I did small parts of religion. Now I'm into relationships, right? And why our black new melanin man and woman seem not to get along. And I didn't go through the whole scenario of slavery and so on and so forth. I just give you bits and pieces because that's what you need to know. We're in modern times now, but we can take and understand the way we come from our culture. Knowing our culture is a great thing. Knowing our culture and knowing who we are, what we used to do, and the things that we used to do, and how they survived in ancient times and lived under abundant life. Come on now. Come on. Come on. You got to ask yourself these questions. You got to ask yourself these questions. You understand? You know, why our relationships don't work? Why? How come? I've been with my woman for 10 years now. Okay? 10 years. Our anniversary just passed. I believe I showed y'all. We went to IHOPs, and, the same day we had to take her, one of our daughters, she's 18 years old. We had to take her to an age walk event. That's what she wanted to do. We, took her to meet up her friends, so on and so forth. But we went out. My wife wanted to had to go around later on and cook that nice dinner for her. You've seen it. But you got to be able to sacrifice yourself. But now going forward, what I was talking about in 7, it's about clothing. I want to show you some pictures. I want to ask you why you don't want to wear these garments. Why? That's a beautiful outfit. Right? She's sexy, ain't she? Some of y'all love wearing stuff like this. But look at their hair. Natural. But I want to ask you this, why you can't wear these? Why are you afraid to wear these? Why are you afraid to wear these? Beautiful hair. Look at these beautiful melanin women. What you afraid about? They just like you. What you afraid about? What you afraid of? You afraid to wear clothes like this? There's women around the world that's getting scrutinized because of their hair. Here in New York City, matter of fact, in the United States, a girl wore a beautiful daishiki and wore it to her graduation. You know her teacher going to tell her that's not a proper attire? How you going to tell somebody what's a proper attire when a daishiki is one of the oldest clothing lines? Did you know that? What you looking at, fashion doesn't come from the European. The fashion don't come from there, from them. It comes from us. And when you deny yourself, understand the conception what I'm discussing. But now what I want to do, I was just showing you what you don't be doing. You understand? You're afraid to wear these clothing. All right, and I'm gonna give you this definition, then I'm gonna move on to the man. Stockholm's syndrome, mind control, the philosophical phenomenon in which hostage express empathy, the hostage express empathy and have positive feelings towards their capture, sometimes to the point of defending them. Hmm? Let me read that again. I think I might have spelled, yeah, psychological, excuse me. A psychological phenomenon in which is a hostage express empathy, and have positive feelings towards their capture, sometimes to the point of defending them. Stockholm Syndrome. Hmm? See it? Understand that. The reason why I use these words and use this whole paragraph here, this logic right here, is because that's what you do. Y'all defend these people when we discuss why you wear these clothing, why your hair's like that, why you into this religion. You defend them. You got a Stockholm syndrome. You mind control. They don't have to be around you. You defend with your last breath. And trust me when I tell you, some of you do that. I've talked to many different types of people. And some of you are so defensive. Oh, I'm going to wear my Jordans. That's the thing. I'm going to show you something. Before I get into, I'm about to flip it to the man right now. Okay, now, what I want to do, men, I want you to pay attention. Those, any gods is out there, kings, brothers, or gentlemen. The black woman's got to understand the black man. Okay? So I want you to understand this, and I'm about to read this paragraph to you. And this will, you might agree, disagree, because a lot of you sensitive too. You know what I'm saying? You can play your little mantra role all you want. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed some of y'all are totally blind. Totally. So, the double standard falsity. Black men have heard much about the so-called double standard. About him being able to do things, go more places, date women, stay out late, and have premarital sex more than black women. True, black mothers have always tried to pursue their daughters from giving up their virginity at a young age, not getting pregnant or staying out late. It has been to no avail, because when a black man are out late, fooling around, doing other things they shouldn't be doing, they are with the black females. So if the women are available to them while they are receiving more social benefits in the world, then there is no effective double standard. Men and women have always had access to each other, even if the female is told not to have sex, and the male is urged on to do. They manage to get together anyway. Perhaps the black male have more options regarding to the results of their behavior, since they do not get pregnant themselves. Pay attention now. They are able to move ahead with their lives, relatively ineffective unless irritated parents insist on marriage or child support. So obviously the same numbers of black females who obey household rules and don't have premarital sex is equaled out by the black females who place themselves in a spot to do just that. The male mammal has always had more freedom to roam and investigate out of the doors than the female. As a boy child, the black male experienced the first sexual encounter at the age of between 11 and 12. If he's in a poor, urbanized environment, he does so about the age of 8 or 9. So black daughters are available throughout their entire lives. If there's such a double standard and exists, it is that the African American communities like to delude itself into thinking that the boys have more freedom than the girls, although this is disproven by black girls caught up in the teen pregnancy mistake. The stats on the pride deciment are overwhelming from coast to coast in all income levels and family makeup. Black men attitudes about sex are sex are favorable. Most of them reach the climax 90% of the time they have sex, while black women reach an orgasm only about 2% of the time. The vaginally only weighs about 50% of the time. When the black woman man has sexual intercourse, he knows exactly how it's going to end, and if he experience can almost predict the exact moment. Many of them find themselves in the odd predicament. If he is a good lover, it is because he has a great deal of experience having sex with multiple women bodies, trying out different moves, testing certain response, and experiments with pressure and techniques. The only way he can get this training is learning by doing it, having sex with various women. The experimentation can become addictive. Some of the convince it brings some of the conquest and reassurance of his ability. It would be rare to find a black man who's expert in bed who only has one woman. Of course, there exist black men who become a little uncomfortable in bed, even if they want to do it, after therefore give little thought to whether or not the female partner is enjoying the act. The black man is sometimes irresistible, drawn to the black woman who projects themselves as being weak, mild, mannered, soft-spoken, shy, or withdrawal. They see these women as needed to be taken care of. They see a chance to protect someone and do not worry about her getting out of hand. By the time he learns her meekness is really passive-aggressive behavior, he usually already in much deeper, sometimes even married, than he desired to be. This puts him in a prowl again. Many black men consistently choose the same kind of women over and over again. I'm sorry. And this is facts. Get this book, y'all. Get this book. Get it. The Black Woman's Guide to Understand the Black Man. It goes back to what I was saying before. If you don't know how to love yourself, how you gonna love others? We could play this game all we want. If you understood what I was reading, clearly tells you different techniques, skills, and issues and behavior problems that the black man has when he don't know how to love himself. He's not taught as a child, don't go have sex. Not saying that all black males go through that. No. Hear me clearly. There is some parents that will be real strict. But the problem is that peer pressure. That peer pressure when he get outside in that world and he's dealing with his friends who's already been having sex. You heard what I said when I wrote the book. I mean, when I write the book, when I read the book. The ages depends on the neighborhood and where you come from. That's another big problem. In our neighborhoods, some of these neighborhoods, the children are having sex 9, 8, 11, and 12. You understand? We need to stop lying to ourselves. We need to start and tell the truth. You understand? If you got sons, talk to them. Stop thinking, oh yeah, I'm macho, I'm gonna teach my son to get all that poo-tang. That ain't gonna work like that. You want somebody to be having sex with your daughter, stringing her out? You know what I'm saying? Because the sad part about it, women is not using their mind power. They're using a vaginal power. Vagina. Okay? And they use that to capture their man like a black widow. You understand that? Some women will play passive, talk sweet, and the men are attracted like, oh man, she's sweet. Some women can take you yelling at her. You yelling at her, you get over here. So, what? Bring yourself over here. And she be passive. Oh, what do you want me to do? But that's all to get you. You suck yourself right up into that. You don't even realize you into that. These are skills. These are techniques. They mastered it when they was a child. And now they grown women. And you men fall right into it. And your relationships, you in a relationship you don't even want to be in. Literally. You're in a relationship that you don't want to be in. You fall into these relationships. You repeat the same thing over and over again. A lot of you don't want to admit that. Literally. You weak. Your mind is weak as a man. You don't know how to love. You think everything is about getting this woman. This is part 8. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra. It's about men. Men, we got a little bit more into you. Peace.